So the time I stopped paying all my credit card bills. This was a number of years ago now. It was, well, 7 years ago now, when the whole economy in Detroit was falling apart, and I had a decision to make. And I decided, I remember I was outside, I was talking on the phone with my father, who lives in Colorado. And I was asking him his opinion, and we went through it. He didn't necessarily recommend that I do it, but I figured, you know what? These people haven't done me any favors. The whole world is collapsing around us, especially as in Detroit. You know, it was especially 2009. We had a lot of pain ahead of us, and I didn't know how much pain, but I knew it was getting bad. And I needed to free up cash. Business was horrible for a lot of people, not just me. And so I said, you know, I'm going to let these people go. These are the people that would change due dates. I would have automatic payments, and they would change the due dates, and of course send some letter that probably I never saw. And then of course, you know, I missed the due date by a couple of days because it was an automatic payment. And guess what? They increased the interest rates. And there are all these kind of tactics going on for years that were really screwing people over. And so my sympathy level was very, very low. And so what I did is I just stopped paying all of them. I had about 5 or 6 of them, and I saved one, the one with the lowest credit limit, and one that had a little bit of history on it. And I saved one because I figured I might need that one later. And so I paid on that, let the others go, made minimum payments. I knew I was about to pay off my cars pretty soon, so I didn't do anything there. And there are a few other things that I kind of let go to get myself moving again in the right direction. So, you know, over time, I was able to renegotiate and pay these cards off. I never did go into bankruptcy, although a number of people suggested at the time. A lot of people did in Detroit and around the country and the world. And I didn't. I fought through. Doesn't mean you have to. I'm not suggesting that bankruptcy isn't the right thing for you. You never know. I'm not the person to decide that for you, of course, and I'm certainly not legal counsel. But I did not. I decided to power through, and I am near the end. And it's for a lot of people, many people are still hurting from the Great Recession. Many people are still struggling and clawing out. I'm near the very end of that struggle, and I'm just thrilled at the end of this year. I thought maybe it'd be last year, but it took more time. There are still some things that creep up, but I'm taking care of this stuff. But the point of all this is that you can work your way out. The point of all this is that sometimes you have to make hard decisions. And I had to make some hard decisions. And they're not always the right decisions. There could have been some other solutions, but at the time, that was what I took, and I took the heat for it. I did what I had to do to survive, and that's what we all do. Now, where I'm going with all this is that on Monday, I will be releasing a video. It'll be a little bit longer video, and the topic is how to get your life back together again. I've had to do it a few times. Sometimes you have to start over, and when you start over, that could mean a financial ruin, it could mean divorce, it could be losing a job. And let me tell you something, I've dealt with all of them. There are a lot of things, you know, back taxes in the past. I mean, you name it, I've probably dealt with it in some way, shape, or form. And I'm going to talk about restarting your business, restarting your life, because you know the opportunities that were once there, today they have to be created. If you want to live large or big, or at least have all of your bills paid and live comfortably, you probably have to create it yourself. And that's going to become more and more true as time moves on. As we move forward and robots and AI and all that craziness continues to take standard everyday jobs, the reality is you're going to have to rely on your creativity. You're going to have to rely on developing multiple streams of income, not just one, and most likely not working for a specific company or one company. So that's where we are. And I hope to see you on Monday. And if you have any questions or anything you might want me to address, feel free to put it in the comments below. And of course, as always, please subscribe to this channel. I have a lot of videos on business and marketing here, and sometimes just a little bit of life. We'll talk to you later.